Hello Stampers, and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I just want to do a little tutorial on this fabulous man card. I really struggle with man cards because I love my pinks and purples, I love lots of ribbon and bling, I love flowers, and so I really struggle sometimes with coming up with the perfect man card. My husband says that it can't have a lot of ribbon on it, so I use a lot of linen thread, and I go for more masculine colors like your neutrals and your blues and greens, and I thought this would be perfect as I have lots of relatives and family members that are into hunting and nature and rustic and stuff like that. So I thought this would be the perfect stamp set. This is in the Occasions mini catalog. It's called In the Meadow, and it's super fabulous. It's got great little nature scenes with the grass, and then of course it has little deer and then little butterflies here, and the greetings are super fabulous. It says, "To someone who's great to be around, ... day after day, year after year." So that would be great for Father's Day, for birthdays, for any occasion at all. I think it is super amazing. And it's, you know, it's not too scrolly, but yet it's still a beautiful font. So with this card here, I'm going to show you how I did the watercoloring on this, and then I'm going to show you this fabulous corrugated cardstock, which is super fun. So I'm going to set this aside here, and I'm going to show you this is a piece of 3.5 by 4.5 very vanilla cardstock, and I'm going to be using the basic gray archival ink to ink all of my main images so that I can color, because this is perfect for coloring, and I went with gray rather than the black because I like the softer look that it gives. You know, I like that it's not so bold and bright. I mean, it does look pretty bold right here, but it will soften a little bit more as it dries. I know everybody always uses the basic gray, and they're like, "Are you sure this is the same color you use?" Because it doesn't look the same, but trust me, it really lightens after a while. And then I'm just gonna add in a little bit more grass here and there. So a little bit there, maybe even a little bit there, even though there wasn't much there. I probably mostly stamped on the black tablecloth, but that's okay, that's what it's here for. So that I used all with the basic gray, and then now I'm going to bring in my colors so that I can add color to this, and I will be using an aqua painter. And again, this is regular, very vanilla cardstock. It is not watercolor paper. So let's start with the green. I'm using Old Olive, and I like to just kind of tap an ink pad or a clear block into the ink pad as my color palette. That way, whenever I'm all done, I can just rinse this underwater and I'm all clean, and I don't have to worry about messing up my ink pad and making it all gunky in the lid and stuff like that. So there's my color palette, and again with the aqua painters, there's water in the barrel, but we're not going to squeeze. The water will come out as we color, so there's no need to squeeze or you'll have a watery mess. And the other thing is a light touch. You really don't want to like brush where you're making the brush like kind of bend and wiggle. You just want to just very lightly with the very small tip get some color. And if you don't want it to be as dark as it is, when you first start messing with this over here, you can always squeeze some drops and sort of add some color and pull out to the lighter look. And I'm just going to lightly go through the outline of all of this greenery down here. You know, just little strokes here and there. It's not really a definite image or anything, but just adding a little bit of color. And of course, whenever your color seems to start to run a little light and you want to go back dark, then that's okay. Just go back once you get that color that you like. And if you want a lighter look, then just keep going, and you can always come back and add little accents of green, you know, darker green spots in different areas. For the tree, I'm just kind of going in a little circular motion around all of the tips of these branches here. There's no real definite leaf or anything, so I'm just kind of, you know, going around like a little broccoli piece there and adding little circles here and there and little bits of green just to fill in that tree. And then when you're ready for a new color, you can just run your your aqua painter clean onto a paper towel, and you can squeeze if you have too much color in there and it doesn't seem to be running clean, then you can just squeeze the tip a little bit. And then now we're going to go into our next color. So the next color that I'm going to use is chocolate chip. So I'm just going to smash in another clear block into the chocolate chip. And for the chocolate chip, I'm going to do the stems of the trees. So I just kind of want that, whoop, that is a lot of water on there, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna do the tree trunks and some of the branches just to add in a little bit of brown. And there you have your trees. So for the deer, you can always make the larger deer in a darker color and the smaller deer in a lighter color, so that you kind of have that like little, baby fawn sort of look. But I went ahead and I just did both of them the same, and I used crumb cake for both of the deer. And so I just colored them in completely. And there you have your deer. Now, of course, if you were a better artist than me, I don't really consider myself a good artist when it comes to watercoloring, but then you could always add some shading around the face so that it sets it apart just a little bit more, or make the face a little lighter and make her a little darker. And again, that's where you could always use two different shades of brown if you wanted for that, like a crumb cake and a soft suede, or you could even go as dark as the chocolate chip there. But that's how I created that fabulous look. For this one, I used the Happy Birthday greeting from the Rose Wonder stamp set. Super, super love that set. And then for this, I just added a piece of 4" by 4" corrugated cardstock. Now this took me a while to finally decide I wanted to buy it and use it, because I was just kind of confused as to what it was or why I would want to use it, and I'm super glad I did. It is so cool, and you really have to see it to believe it. So it's very thin. It's just a smidge thicker than cardstock, so it's not like a big ripple like you might see in actual cardboard in packaging that comes, with any of your big boxes of something that you purchased. It's a little small corrugated, but it still has that ripple. See, isn't that fun? I love that. So it still has that ripple. It still cuts just perfectly with your Stampin' trimmer, so you don't have to worry about it, getting clogged or being too thick or too deep. And it just adds that texture and that little bump to it. So I super love using it, especially for man cards because it's neutral. It also does come with 2 sheets of white in there. That I haven't used yet. I'm still kind of wondering how I want to use it. But a lot of times I just use it as like a little strip as a background piece below my greeting, or like this one. This is 4" by 4", and this is 3.5" by 4.5", and I just offset them. So, I just kind of placed this corner to corner on my card, which is a crumb cake card base, and then I just cocked this going the other way. So I just kind of offset them for that little, crooked diagonal look, or however you want to call that. I don't know if it's got a correct term to it, but that's how I did that, just for that little extra texture and background look, and I super love it, and I think it'll be a great man card, so I'll be making many of these to use for all of my friends and relatives for all their upcoming birthdays. And of course, you could always change the greeting and make it for lots of other occasions as well. I will be posting more pictures on my blog, laurastamppad.com, so be sure to check that out. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and be sure to subscribe to my channel, Laura's Stamp Pad, so you don't miss out on any future videos. I post every Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes every once in a while in between. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out, and I will see you next time. Happy stamping! Bye-bye.